Good morning, children. Today we'll be moving towards chapter number 2, that is establishment and development of Indian democracy, okay? Of Indian democracy, that is from the year 1947 till 1966. Now, let us see how was our democracy developed and how it was been established. Okay, before the development of democracy, let's see what were the problems that India had to face after the independence. You know very well, finally in the year 1947, India was being divided into two, India and Pakistan. So the main problem that the people of India, they were facing was the refugee problem. The transfer of assets and the river water dispute. So these were the main problems, okay? These were the main problems that we were facing during that time. So first and foremost, we'll just have a look on the refugee problem. Let's see. Okay, what do you mean by refugee? Okay, how and what type of problem they were facing? So you know very well, in the year 1947, India became independent. Now, India is ready to be ruled by the Indian people. That is also with their elected representatives, point to be noted. Okay. Now, India would be ruled by the Indian people with their elected representatives. But, see, during the year 1947, when we got independent, the partition was made so hastily, hurriedly, patarma. Is that clear? So when this partition was made in hurry, it created a great problem. Lots and lots of problem was been created in our country. The main problem which was there was the communal problem. Communal problem is the problem between the two communities. The picture is very much clear. Here there was a problem of Hindu and Muslims. Try to understand. Okay. Lakhs of refugees were forced to leave their ancestral houses and entered into the two new states, India and Pakistan. See. So what happened here when the partition was being done, and the partition was done in such a way, okay, most of the people from India, they were leaving their ancestral house and they were entering towards to Pakistan, and most of the people from Pakistan, they were leaving their ancestral house and they were entering towards to India. Now, after the independence of India and the creation of Pakistan, see, India got independent and another country called Pakistan was also being created. Okay. After this, what happened? A large scale of population started migrating from both the countries. From India, most of them started going towards to Pakistan, and from Pakistan they started coming towards to India. This problem is known as refugee problem. Try to understand. After the independence of India and the creation of Pakistan, large scale of population migrated from both the countries. Try to understand. This is known as refugee problem. So the points should be noted down. Dear children. Okay. If the question comes, what do you understand by refugee problem? Or what do you mean by refugee problem? What is refugee problem? Okay. So your answer should be very much clear. Okay, after the independence of India and the creation of Pakistan, large scale of population started migrating from both the countries. This is known as refugee problem. Now, even you know very well, the two provinces, the two states, Punjab and Bengal, was also divided, you know very well, which I've already explained you in the previous chapter. The Punjab was been divided, Bengal was been divided, which had really seen the biggest migration ever known in the world history. That means till now, this sort of migration has not been done in any parts, in any country of the world. It is considered the biggest migration. That means huge number of people started migrating from East Punjab towards to the West Punjab, or from west to east. Similarly, in the case of Bengal was also divided into West Bengal and East Bengal. Okay. So most of the population started migrating from Bengal to East Bengal. Is it clear? East Bengal to West Bengal. This is the biggest migration which has been ever known in the world history. Okay, let us divide the problem in this heads. Okay, number one problem: the incoming refugees from West Punjab now in Pakistan to East Punjab. Now, clearly, dear children, try to understand out here. It's very much clear. Okay. So I will just make a map out here. Okay. So see what was happening. The incoming refugees from West Punjab, from here, okay, from west part of Punjab, okay, they were coming towards to this place. Okay. East Pakistan to East Punjab. Sorry, not here. Okay. Like for example, see Punjab divided into two, West Punjab, East Punjab. That means what we could see is that most of the refugees, they were coming from West Punjab, now in Pakistan. West Punjab, that was now in Pakistan. East Punjab, that is in India. Okay, so they started migrating from here to here this way. Is that clear? Got it? Okay. The refugees from northwest frontier provinces, from these provinces, your provinces, northwest frontier provinces, NWFP. From there also, a lot of refugees started coming up. The refugees started coming from the provinces of Sindh, and the refugees from East Bengal to West Bengal. Ab yahan Bengal ko kura karu, yahan nera. Is it clear? From east to west. West Bengal to East Bengal. So this problem, okay, this problem can be divided into these heads. Is it clear? Incoming of refugees from West Punjab, now which is in Pakistan, they started coming to East Punjab. The refugees started coming from northwest frontier provinces, entering inside India itself only. The refugees who are coming from Sindh started entering in India. The refugees from East Bengal. East Bengal is Pakistan. It's a part of Pakistan. You know very well. Okay. Now a new country has been created. We call as a Bangladesh. Is it clear? Got it? So from East Bengal, they started migrating towards to the West Bengal. Okay. According to the report of Government of India, try to understand. The report was been given by the Government of India between the month September 1947 and March 1948. Try to understand. According to the report which has been given by the Government of India between the period September 1947 and March 1948, it has been said that a little more than 1 million people crossed over the new state of Pakistan to East Punjab in India on foot. Try to understand. Something around 1 million people on foot, they traveled from new state of Pakistan to East Punjab, that is in Punjab. Sorry, that is in India, which I've already told you. Is it clear? Got it? More than 1 million people, they left Pakistan, new state of Pakistan, and they started entering into the East Punjab, which is in India. That is on foot. It has been said that over 1.5 million people entered in India by rail. 364,000 people entered India by motor transport, and 28,000 by airplane. See, that means there was a lot of migration. Okay, that means huge amount of people or population, they were entering in part of India. Is it clear? The main migration in Punjab in both directions took place for the last 4 months of 1947. See, when you move to Punjab, the main migration in Punjab, it took something like for around 4 months. In the year 1947. Okay, got it. That means both direction, East Punjab to West Punjab, West Punjab to East Punjab, something around 4 months. Okay, the migration period was there. The rehabilitation of millions of people was a Herculean task. See, it was not an easy task to rehabilitate the people. Millions and millions of people, they had left their ancestral house and they have entered to either of the new country called Pakistan or India. Now, the government has to look after them. The government has to give them food to eat, shelter. Okay, food, shelter should be given to them. So it was not an easy task. Is it clear? To rehabilitate these millions of people, it was not an easy task. So very soon, the Director General of Rehabilitation was appointed. So his main responsibility was to distribute the lands, provide the shelters and jobs for those huge displaced person. Displaced person means now this person either they left the new state of Pakistan, okay, they left Pakistan and they entered India. Is it clear? Now for those, see, they don't have land, they don't have shelter to live, they don't have job to look after their family. So for these people are called as displaced person. For them, it was a responsibility of the Director General of Rehabilitation should distribute them land, provide shelter and job. Finally, it has been said that, try to understand, the central government, the Indian government, they spent something around 22 million from 1947 to 1969. See, this is not a small amount of money. That is also during the period of 1947. During that period, the central government had spent something around 22 million from the period 1947 to 1969 just to resettle this all displaced person. Because this person who have entered to India, they are displaced person because they don't have the shelter, they don't have job. Are you understanding? Got it? They don't have a proper place to live in. So for them, something has to be done. So just to settle these displaced people, the central government has spent something around 22 million. Slowly and slowly, the peasants and the farmers from West Punjab, okay, they were being rehabilitated. The land was being given to them. Okay, so slowly and slowly they settled down. The Punjab government also cooperated with central government, and they started planning to bring up some industrial towns. That it was during those days only. Faridabad, Nilkhori in Kurukshetra, okay, and the industrial town name called Rajpura was being planned. So Punjab government also had really cooperated a lot for the central government, is it clear? To rehabilitate these all displaced persons. Now, the refugees who were coming from northwest frontier provinces had come from a different situation. See, the people who are coming from northwest frontier provinces, they had come to India from a different situation. See, first and the foremost thing, remember, they were mostly town people. They were not the people who are living in the rural areas. They were the people who are living in the urban areas. So what happened? When the communal rights started, when the war started between the Hindus and Muslims, their properties were completely destroyed. Try to understand. Their properties were completely destroyed. There was no corresponding evacuee property in India that could be allotted to them. See, one problem came out here. I am talking about the refugee who are coming from northwest frontier provinces. They had come from the different situation. I told you, these people were not living in the rural areas. Actually, they were mostly a town people. Town people means especially in the urban areas. Their properties were completely destroyed. Is it clear? Though whatever their properties they had, it was been completely destroyed during the communal rights. Whereas the Indian government was also not able to allot them. That means they were nothing, okay, no properties were there which the Indian government could provide them. The people from northwestern frontier province had to live in a camp along the Delhi-Mathura main road. Try to understand. So finally, see, the Indian government were also not able to provide them the land and all. Is it clear? So finally, they had to leave along the Delhi-Mathura main road, putting a camp. You know what is a camp. So, see, there was no any alternative for them now. There was no any other options. Okay, so they had to construct a tent out there along the main road of Delhi and Mathura, and they were living out there. That is 60 miles from south of Delhi, okay? Where is Delhi-Mathura road? Main road, it is 60 miles from south of Delhi. Here, an area of 6 square mil of land was allotted for construction of a new township close to the village of Faridabad. So, in this place only, the Indian government took an initiative for allotting the land, giving the land for constructing of new township. So that the people, the refugees who had come from the northwest frontier provinces and who are living in the tent along the road of the Delhi Mathura, so for them, they could do something. Okay, so Indian government allotted a land just to construct a township, which was very much close to the village called Faridabad. Sindh now became a part of the newly created state of Pakistan. One point to be noted, dear children. Sindh, it became a part of Pakistan. Immediately after the partition, there was no communal problem in Sindh. See, immediately, the moment the partition was been done, Sindh came into the part of new state, that is of Pakistan. At that time, there was no any communal rights. There was no any communal problem in Sindh. But I'm telling you, at the initial stage, there was no communal rights in Sindh. But slowly and slowly, what happened? The communal problems started breaking out, and a large number of Hindus left Sindh. So slowly and slowly, even in Sindh, the communal rights started. The communal problems started, so the Hindus were forced to leave Sindh. It has been clearly stated that the large number of Hindus left Sindh. Now, let's see these Hindus who left Sindh, where they went, where they took the shelter. These Hindus who left Sindh, they fled to Bombay by boat. Some of the Hindus by boat, they went to Bombay. Others crossed into Rajasthan. Some came to this place, some came to this place. Is it clear? Mumbai is here, you know very well. Rajasthan is here. They are coming from Sindh, which is in the part of Pakistan. Slowly, they widely dispersed over parts of India. So that is very slowly and slowly, they started scattering whole part of India. Different part of India, they started slowly and slowly, they started dispersing themselves to the different parts of India. Unlike the Punjabi refugees, a number of Sindh people were able to move away with their professions like gold and cash. See, this Sindh, the refugee of Sindh, they were not like the Punjabi refugees. Okay? Because Punjabi refugees, when they left their place, they didn't have anything with them. But these Sindh people, when they left Sindh and entered in India, they came with their gold and cash. Because they had this sort of asset with them. That property was with them, so they were able to move away with their possessions, properties like gold, cash, etc. So that is the reason why they did not require government assistance for the rehabilitation. So this point should be noted down. So unlike Punjabi refugees, I told you, the Sindh were able to enter in India with gold and cash. So for them, it was not necessary, or let's say they did not require any government help for rehabilitation. So they could easily settle down because they had cash with them, they had gold with them. But the Hindu refugees from East Bengal were the war sufferers. Point to be noted. The Hindu refugees who have been forced to leave East Bengal. East Bengal, it was a part of Pakistan. I'm telling you. Okay. So these Hindu refugees who were leaving East Bengal, they were the most, or let's say they were the worst sufferers. It has been said that nearly 1 million refugees, they crossed over East Bengal to West Bengal. Just imagine, more than 1 million East Bengal borough, they left and moved towards to West Bengal. Now, that huge number of population are entering, so the land should be there. A shelter should be there. Is it clear? Are you understanding? So the exodus of Hindus from East to West Bengal was massive. See, it was a mass movement. Okay, it was a mass departure, can be called. Exodus means the mass departure. That means huge amount of people leaving that place and moving somewhere else. Okay, so this exodus of the Hindus from East to West Bengal was massive. It was a great. But by contrast, the number of Muslims who left West Bengal to East Bengal after the partition was relatively small. But remember, when we compare, the Hindus leaving East Bengal and entering towards to West Bengal, it was in a very huge number. More than 1 million people, I told you. On contrast, when we look, the people, the Muslims who are leaving West Bengal and coming towards to East Bengal, it was completely very, very small. Small amount of population. There was no huge population, Muslim population leaving West Bengal and entering in East Bengal. Very, very small Muslim left West Bengal. Very small number of people of Muslim community, they left West Bengal and they entered to East Bengal. Between 1947 and 1967, at least 6 million Hindus, refugees from East Bengal, now Pakistan, crossed over to West Bengal. See, according to the census or record which was been made between the year 1947 and 1967, at least 6 million Hindus, try to understand. 6 million, it's not a small number. It's a very large number. It has been said that over 6 million Hindu refugees, they left East Bengal, which is now Pakistan, crossed over to West Bengal, East Bengal border, they came to West Bengal. So this was a huge number. This influx of such a huge number of people threatened the present social, economic and political system of West Bengal also. See, this huge number of people, okay, this huge number of people who are coming from East Bengal and entering to West Bengal, this completely destroyed, this completely threatened the social condition, economic condition and political condition of West Bengal. Okay, whatever the political condition was there of West Bengal, social condition, political condition or economic condition was there of West Bengal before, the moment the 6 million people crossed from East Bengal, left East Bengal and entered into the West Bengal, it completely threatened. Now, the political system was in danger of West Bengal. The economic system was also completely collapsed. Even the social condition were also in danger. Unlike the position of Punjab, here the flow was almost entirely one way. See, it was not like of Punjab, because in West Bengal, the migration which was been done from East Bengal to West Bengal, there was only one way. There was only one way. Is it clear? The migration in Punjab took place over a limited period. See, within short period of time, the migration took place in Punjab also, but the period, okay, of migration in Punjab was a limited period, but in Bengal it was a continuous flow. Okay, in West Bengal there was no, in Bengal, okay, there wasn't a limited period, a continuous flow stretching over years. For more years and years, there was a migration of people in Bengal, especially. Got it? The policy of the government in India regarding the refugees of East Bengal, that is Pakistan, was quite different from those of Punjab. See, even the government policy, okay, even the government policy, especially regarding the refugees of East Bengal, that is Pakistan, comparing to Punjab, was completely different. The agreed policy of India and Pakistan was to execute a total exchange of population in Punjab. See, what was the agreement made by India and Pakistan? The policy was that they have to execute a total exchange of population in Punjab. In Punjab, a total population should be exchanged. Each side followed a policy of rehabilitate all who cross over either way. That means if from Pakistan, if they come, the refugees come to India, it is the responsibility of the Indian government to rehabilitate all the people. If from India, if they goes to Pakistan, it was the responsibility of the Pakistan government to rehabilitate those people. So that was an agreement. That was an agreement in Punjab. Is it clear? Are you understanding? Got it? But in the case of Bengal, try to understand. But in the case of Bengal, the two new governments nurtured the belief that after the return of the normal condition in the trouble areas, most of the displaced person would be recross the border and would return to their respective homes. See, finally, in the case of the Bengal, what happened? The two new governments, Indian government, okay, Indian government as well as the Pakistan government, what they did, they had a belief, okay, they had a belief that after the return of normal condition, see, both Indian government as well as Pakistani government, they had a belief that after when the condition will be normal, especially in the trouble areas, especially the areas where more communal rights were going on, okay, especially in those areas, if the normal condition occurs, if there will be if the normal condition will return back, then most of the displaced person, okay, most of the displaced person who either had left East Bengal and come to West Bengal, or from West Bengal they have gone to East Bengal, for them, they can they can recross the border and they can return to their respective homes. This was the agreement made between the two new governments, India and Pakistan. That for example, see, if this person, okay, he went back to West Bengal, from East Bengal, he went back to West Bengal. When the condition will be over, if he want, then he can even recross this border and he can enter to East Bengal. So this was an agreement made between these two new government. Thus, the government of India and the government of West Bengal entered into an agreement with the government of Pakistan that neither state would assign immovable property to the refugees or to the incoming refugees to West Bengal. See, this was the reason why there was a great, especially the migration or migrator of West Bengal were the worst sufferers, because see, finally, the government of India, the government of West Bengal, okay, they sign an agreement with government of Pakistan. Try to understand, okay? Government of West Bengal and government of India, they sign an agreement with the government of Pakistan stating that neither state would assign immovable property to the refugees. Pakistan will also not give, okay, Pakistan will also not give any immovable property to the refugees who had entered to East Bengal from West Bengal. And even the Bengal government and the Indian government will also not provide the immovable property who had crossed East Bengal and had entered in the West Bengal. This was an agreement. This was an agreement which was been signed between the government of India, government of West Bengal and government of Pakistan. But in reality, the anticipated return of Hindu refugees to original homes at East Bengal never materialized. But finally, try to understand. In reality, the person the return of Hindu refugees to their original home, okay, Hindu refugees, when they return back to the East Bengal, they were never looked upon by the Pakistan government. It was very much clear. According to the government records, 33,98,000 refugees had come from East Bengal by November 1950, while only 15,88,000 Muslims had left West Bengal and Assam for East Bengal. See, the record is clear out here. That means huge amount of people from East Bengal, they came to India, West Bengal, comparing to the Muslims who left West Bengal and entered to East Bengal. 33,98,000 refugees left East Bengal and came to India. Okay, got it? And something around 15,88,000 Muslims, they left West Bengal and entered to East Bengal. Okay, the picture is very much clear from where huge amount of population entered in India. Apart from those displaced persons, there were another problem of resettlement of Muslims. See, those displaced, that was a problem, okay? That was one vital problem, that there was a problem of displaced person. But another problem was how to resettle the Muslims refugee who had been displaced from their ancestral home due to communal rights. Due to the communal rights, okay, the Muslims refugee, okay, also had been displaced. Now, how to resettle them? That was another great problem. But refused to go to the new state of Pakistan. See, they entered in India and they said that no, we will not go to Pakistan. We will reside. We will stay in India itself only. Now, those Muslims had to be settled down. Okay, resettle the Gonparin. It has to be resettled. Okay, so that was another great problem which was being faced by the Indian government. Okay, dear children, today I'll stop out here. So in our next class, we'll be moving towards to the transfer of assets. Thank you very much.